Hello and welcome back. Now, I know you're asking yourself, what if we do not actually? I know you are actually asking yourself, what if we actually add the cells in the different workbook? Because in this point, it was just in a different sheet, but in the same workbook. So the name of the workbook is actually lookup functions. So that's actually the name for the workbook. So this is actually uh, So these two are actually inside the same workbook. So they are just but different sheets, but same workbook. Now there's a scenario where you actually have the cells inside a different workbook file, and this one is also there's a scenario where you actually have the cells inside a different workbook file, and you would actually want to bring them here. So what do we actually do? Like in this point here, this is actually lookup functions file. And on this part here, you can actually check that I have two of them. So this is lookup functions file, and this is actually VLOOKUP YouTube file. So if I click on this point here, you can actually check that this is the one which has the cells. So these are actually the cells. So I would actually want to take these cells inside. So I would actually want to take this. So I would actually want to take these cells into the other workbook file. So the workbook file which I would actually want to import to is actually this one here. So I would actually want to have those cells here. So we actually have two workbook files, the lookup functions file and the VLOOKUP YouTube file. So these two, yes, these two do not actually relate in any way, but we would actually want to use the VLOOKUP function to bring the cells in the VLOOKUP YouTube file into the lookup files into the lookup functions file. So it's actually very simple. So just open the files like that. So we would actually want to take the cells inside the VLOOKUP YouTube file into the lookup functions file. Just like that. Very simple. So before we actually do that, I would actually urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can actually build one of the largest Excel communities together. Daily tips and hacks, you will always get them inside the YouTube channel and X account. So kindly follow the two. So kindly do follow the two. So let's actually start with January. So is equivalent to VLOOKUP, just like that. Open. The lookup value is actually this one here on H13, comma, it will ask you for the table array. The table array is actually inside the other file. So you click on that file there, then you select from the product all the way to May. We are selecting from the product and not from the serial number because this product column has to be column number 1 of my table array. So the column which actually contains the lookup value should actually be the column number 1 of that table array. So after selecting it like that, have a comma, it will ask you for the column index number. So after selecting from product all the way to May, you will actually realize that January was actually column number 2 of that table array. So just enter 2, just like that. Enter 2 on the keyboard, then a comma. After a comma, it will actually ask you for the range lookup. And the range lookup, it will actually be approximate match or exact match. In my case, I would actually want to return the exact match. So double click on exact match like that. Then hit enter on the keyboard and you will actually have 600. Just like that. So this is it. So VLOOKUP H13, this is actually the lookup value. Lookup value is actually H13. So this one here is what you call the table array. You do not actually have to cram this. So we do not actually type this. We never typed this. We just went into the file itself there, then selected the table array, and this one came automatically. So that's it. And 2 here is actually to show you that we are obtaining for column number 2, which was actually January in our table array. Then false is actually supposed to tell you that we are obtaining the exact match. Hit enter on the keyboard. Now we have 600. Now, because you would actually want to fill for January 1st, so it will actually be on this point here, the lookup value will actually be H14. On this point here, it will be H15, H16, H17, H18, H19, H20. That actually means that H will always be constant. So shift 4 so that you can actually lock that H. So shift 4 to actually lock that H. And on this point 2, you will actually realize that this range here has actually been locked because we will be referring to that array for all the cells that will actually be looking this. We'll actually be referring to that array for all the cells that are actually remaining in our case from January to May. So hit enter on the keyboard, and now you can actually check that I have 600. Double click on this point so that you can actually fill downwards, and that's it. Now, if I fill this one to the right, you'll actually realize that there will be a mistake. Why am I actually getting 600, 600, 600, and 600? Yet we actually know that we actually add 600, 900, 1200, 1500, and 1800. Where is the problem? So let me actually show you the exact problem. The exact problem actually came in not because of H13. This one is actually okay. This array is also locked, so it's actually okay. The problem came in here. So the problem came in here. While referring to January, we were actually having 2 because January was actually on column number 2 of our table array. What about February? Because this one is actually February. So February will be column number 3 of our table array, just like that. And on this point here, March will be column number 4 of our table array. So column number 4 of our table array. We are not actually having any problem with false. Yes, because we are actually obtaining the exact matches for all the cells there. So it okay again. That's okay. For April, it will be column number 5. And for May, it will be column number 6 of the table array. So column number 6 for the table array, that's for May. So let me also explain to you vividly. So when this table array was selected like that, you'll actually realize that January was column number 2 of our table array. Product is actually column number 1 of our table array. January is column number 2 of our table array. February is column number 3 of our table array. March is column number 4 of our table array. April is column number 5 of our table array, and May is actually column number 6 of our table array. Yes, that's it. Now let's get back. So that's it. Now let's get back. So you can actually check that everything is okay. So if I can double click there, you can actually check that it's actually VLOOKUP H13, which is actually the lookup value. This is actually the name of the file .xlsx. This is actually the extension. This is actually the extension for the Excel files. Sheet 1. This is actually the sheet name that actually contained this array here. So this array is actually contained inside sheet 1, and so VLOOKUP YouTube is actually the name of the file. .xlsx is actually the extension for Excel. Sheet 1 is actually the sheet name for the sheet which actually contained this array. So this array here is actually inside the sheet called sheet 1, and that sheet 1 is actually inside the file called VLOOKUP YouTube.xlsx. So let me actually show you what I actually mean. So the name of the file here is actually VLOOKUP YouTube. So you can actually check that VLOOKUP YouTube file. You can check that up here, VLOOKUP YouTube file. So the name of the sheet which actually contains this array, yes. So the name of the sheet which actually contains this array is what we call the sheet 1. So sheet 1 is actually the name of the sheet which actually contains this array. So the file name is actually VLOOKUP YouTube file. Extension is actually XLSX. The array is actually this one here. Yes, from H12 all the way to M20, and the sheet name is actually sheet 1. I hope everything is now understood. So everything is now okay. 6 is actually the column number for May, and false because I'm obtaining the exact match. Just like that. So before we actually continue, I'll actually take you to this point here, and still I would want you to get me some tasks so that I can do them for you. For the monthly subscription, this one is actually renewed every month. I'll be doing that cloud in Excel computing. That's cloud in Excel prompting. That's we also have the dashboards and charts. We also have the automation. We have pivot tables and models. We have the Power BI. We have the financial. We have the financial forecast. We also have the templates management. All this just for $550 per month. Just imagine $550 a month will get you all this work done for you. You can also get me the one-time task. That's the AI-powered dashboard design, AI data analysis and insights, AI automation and smart macros, AI enhanced Power BI reports. The prices are actually down here. You can actually check that they are very favorable, from $150 to $300. The next one is actually for the templates. So I also designed the templates, and for example, the ultimate business dashboard template. That's a personal finance template, inventory management system template, AI powered reporting template, HR and payroll tracker template, sales performance trackers. All these are the templates, but you can actually check that the prices are actually very low, $19, $12, $17. But I can actually design for you a template and manage it for you every month. So it will be renewable and manage it for you every month. That one will be a renewable service going at $50 every month. So that's it. And the best deal of all is for you accessing my Google Drive and learning Excel by using all these courses that I have actually done for you. So all these are professional courses with real world examples. Yes. And I'll just charge you $100 so that you gain access to my Google Drive videos. So when the website is actually done, you will still continue accessing all these. When my website is actually done, you will still continue accessing all this. Yes, I won't charge you anything else. So you will still continue accessing all these files for free. Now, in this point here, you will actually realize that to access all the files, you will actually need to pay $80-90. After a 50% discount, it will still be $945. So that one is actually a bargain. Just imagine from $100 all the way to $945. The biggest bargain you will ever get when it comes to the online courses. So this one is actually limited to my first 25 interested persons only. First 25 interested persons will actually get the Google access, will actually get the Google Drive access. That's $100 only, and you will get that access lifetime. That is, even after the website is done, you will still be added to the website so that you will gain access for the files lifetime. So let's now get back to this point here so that we can actually finish with the sales from February here all the way to May. So you have to select like that, then drag downwards like that, and it will be filled automatically. So that's it. Very simple. And let's meet in the next video.